This episode is sponsored by Cash App. Cash App is the easiest way to send, spend, and save money. Send or request cash from friends and family when they owe you for groceries, holiday gifts, or a round of drinks. Cash App is available for anyone 13 or older. Download it and use code Babish to get $15 for free, and $10 will be donated to No Kid Hungry.
A pizza stuffed inside a turkey, the whole thing deep fried and dipped in chocolate. It's me, the mayor.
Oh. You look different. Did you get a new haircut?
Yes, I did.
This is me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, it all started about 6 years ago. I had started to make a hobby of filming myself in the kitchen, food from movies and the like. And before I knew it, I was up to my eyeballs in requests to stuff a turkey with pizza, deep fry it, and dip it in chocolate. Now, I didn't want to waste an entire turkey on this wild goose chase, so I figured I could cut a hole in a turkey breast and stuff a slice of pizza inside it. Now, I'm not sure what I'm doing with this voice, or what exactly it is I'm parodying, but I'm telling you, as I sewed that slice of pizza shut inside that turkey breast, carefully lowered it into some 325 Fahrenheit oil, and cooked it until the pizza reached about 160 degrees Fahrenheit, I knew it was going to be one crazy summer. Alright, that's enough of that. You guys just saw all the terrible things I had to do to this turkey. Let's get a look at that kind of upsetting cross-section. Pepperoni grease. And dig in. Now, the first thing that I noticed was that this was a turkey that had been deep fried, stuffed with pizza, and dipped in chocolate, so it wasn't terribly good. I think we can do a whole lot better. Streamed before me, you can see a variety of dried chilies, 4 or 5 ancho, pasilla, and guajillo chiles, de-seeded, de-stemmed, torn into little pieces, and dry roasted in a hot pan, 2 to 5 minutes or until fragrant but not smoking. Then quench with about 2 cups of water, cover, and let steep for about 10 minutes. You forgetting something, Andy? That's right, we need to see with your hands. Next up, we're toasting some spices and a whole bunch of other stuff. 3 tablespoons sesame seeds, 1 teaspoon coriander seed, 1/4 teaspoon black peppercorns, 1 teaspoon each dried cumin, oregano, and thyme, 1/2 teaspoon each chili flakes and anise seed, and 4 whole cloves, toasted together in a dry pan for about 1 to 2 minutes or until fragrant. Setting aside to cool, adding a tablespoon of oil to the pot, and beginning to toast 2 small corn tortillas cut into strips. Once those are lightly browned and beginning to crisp, go ahead and set those aside to cool with the spices. Add about 2 tablespoons of oil to the pot, and then we're going to start toasting 1/3 cup of peanuts. Fishing those out and leaving the oil in the pot so we can toast a whole bunch of other stuff. 1/3 cup of raw almonds, 1/4 cup of pepitas or pumpkin seeds, 1/4 cup of black raisins, and 10 to 12 saltines with a couple cinnamon sticks. It's at this point you're going to realize you forgot to tell the audience what you're making, and that is mole, the closest thing to chocolate sauce that we can put on turkey. Next up, we got a 1/2 tomatillos, 1 Roma tomato, 1 Spanish onion, and 4 cloves of garlic, variously quartered and halved, then broiled until they got some nice color and cooled. Then dumped into a blender along with our cooled and drained chilies, and about 1 cup of their soaking water, reserving any extra in case more is needed to thin out the sauce. Go ahead and give that an initial blend, mostly just to make room for all the other stuff we gotta fit in there, because next up we have to add the pile of toasted spices, nuts, and crackers. Blending the whole thing until nice and smooth, utilizing your blender stuffer to the fullest extent of the law, and maybe blending in batches. At this point you might be wondering, why am I making so much mole? And the answer is, it freezes really well. Next up, before we do anything else, you can optionally pass your sauce through a fine mesh sieve. This will sort out any tooth-breaking bits of cinnamon stick that your blender didn't catch. Back into the pot we go, along with a nice splash of stock to loosen things up. Cover and bring to a simmer before adding the chocolate, 1.5 to 2 discs of Mexican chocolate. Mixing to melt and then cooking for about 45 minutes over low heat until thick and rich and spiced and complex. Season with kosher salt, and there you have it, our chocolate sauce. Next up, our pizza stuffing. I'm going to start by making a tomato broth by sauteing together 1 clove of crushed garlic and about a 1/2 teaspoon of anchovy paste for about 30 seconds or until fragrant. Dump in a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes and 3.5 cups of turkey stock. Add a couple sprigs of fresh rosemary, cover and bring to a boil, simmering for about 30 minutes to an hour. Then set aside to cool completely. Now, since we're doing mole instead of chocolate, I thought I'd make our pizza stuffing a little Mexican themed as well. Combining 1 pound of ground pork, 2 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of ancho chili powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons dried oregano, 1 teaspoon kosher salt, 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon cumin, 1/4 teaspoon ground coriander, and 1/8 teaspoon ground cinnamon. To make a pound of a sort of quick chorizo that we're going to brown in a large skillet, crushing as we go until all the crumbles are cooked through and we've got some nice fond on the bottom of the pan. Drain and cool the sausage on some paper towels. Then in the drippings, we're sauteing 4 stalks of celery and 1 large onion finely chopped. chopped until lightly caramelized, letting cool completely before assembling our stuffing. Combining 1 loaf of hearty white bread, cut and dried into bite-sized croutons, our sausage, our vegetables, 1/4 cup of chopped parsley, a tablespoon of fresh minced thyme, 1 large lightly beaten egg, a not insignificant amount of freshly ground black pepper, an even more not insignificant amount of kosher salt, and anywhere from 2 to 4 cups of our tomato broth, starting with about 2 cups and adding more as necessary until the bread is saturated but still has its shape. Then we're non-stickifying a casserole with some spray oil, dump in about half the stuffing, and then I'm going to layer in some torn Oaxaca cheese. If you can't find Oaxaca, mozzarella will do in a pinch. We're topping up with the rest of the stuffing, some more cheese, covering and baking at 375 for about 30 minutes or until cooked through. Now for the deep fried turkey element of the turkey, we're going to deep fry a turkey. I covered how to do this in a recent episode of Basics. Go ahead and click the link in the upper right hand corner right now if you want to see how to deep fry, but needless to say, this is extremely dangerous. Do this at your own risk and only once you know how to do it. Now I know that this turkey is not stuffed with the pizza, but you can't really deep fry a turkey with stuffing. I'd also like to acknowledge that I'm wearing a decorative sweater, and that's because I'm in the middle of shooting a Botched and getting ready to host our holiday party for which we're eating this turkey. So I'm only going to be able to use a little bit for this experiment, the rest is getting served. But let's see how we did. Deep fried turkey with pizza stuffing and chocolate mole sauce. Now the mole is delicious, but it kind of overwhelms the turkey. That being said, it's got lots and lots of uses and freezes beautifully. The real standout here was the pizza stuffing. Just don't be like the mayor about it. Reasonable portions. Thanks again to Cash App for sponsoring today's episode. Use Cash App to send, spend, and save your money. You can invest in any stock or buy Bitcoin with just $1. Cash App also comes with a customizable debit card that will be laser printed and mailed to you. When you download the app, use code Babish to get $15 for free and $10 will be donated to No Kid Hungry. Cash App is available for anyone 13 or older. Download it at the link in the video description.